All right, I'm Random Pink Bunny, and this is Karmaflow. I put together a kind of a sort of like a highlight reel. It's pretty much the actual run part that I do because this game is 50% songs and 50% run. The songs are unskippable. They do feature a lot of famous singers and stuff. If you go to the Karmaflow cast on their website page, you can take a look at all of them. You'll get to hear a little bit of it as well. All right. So there are 5 worlds. Each of the first 4 worlds have an intro song, so we skipped it. And then they all have a song at the end, and you got to make 2 choices in the first 4 worlds during the songs. I'll get more into that later. So we have a jump and a dash move. We're going to learn later how to infuse and extract karma. And that's basically all we got. Alright, so there's a lot of song throughout this game, little bits here and there. So we're gonna basically, we're not really going out of bounds, we're just skipping to another area of the game, which is pretty much a lot of this run. This is to avoid cutscene triggers. So a lot of the singers you won't see introductions for, like this guy. So items that are orange have karma in them. We extract them. Items that are purple do not have karma in them. So it's kind of like a life force. If you have orange, you're alive. If you're purple, you're dead. That is how we're going to be making choices in this game. Alright, so this is our first kind of major skipperoonie. Again, we're not doing anything super special. We're just jumping to areas of the game that they don't really expect us to be able to get to. I guess in theory, we do kind of jump out of bounds here. Also, I landed in our alternative landing spot. It requires more jumps, but it still works. We can technically skip getting the wings here. It allows you to fly. But it makes it so much easier, and it's kind of marathon safe, and I never do it without the wings. So the game does a weird thing where if you're not somewhere, or if it thinks you're stuck, it will like pop you out like it did just there. I think it will do it one more time. Yep. All right, here we go. I'll show you the way. Remember the breath of the wind. It's caught our wings as we fly. Proceed. All right, so this world is kind of an introductory world, as you can kind of tell. We're going to actually not go the way he wants us to go. We're going to backtrack. We're going to hog the left side so that we don't trigger the Muse's intro scene. And we're going to do some crazy platforming. So our Keeper, that's the name of our character, Keeper, he's pretty floaty. It's hard to get on those branches. Right there is an invisible wall that I misjudged where the edge was, so I got stuck, so I gotta do it again. But so, this is something interesting we're doing. We're going out of bounds, but we're just passing through. We're actually just trying to get back in bounds in another area of the world. The great thing about this part is we're just gonna hang out in this area of inbounds for a couple of minutes. We're gonna get to another area. Right here, we are going to get back out of bounds, and then we're going to make a really difficult jump. This is why I get the wings. You can technically do it without the wings, but nah. So I just got to make sure I jump properly through here. A lot of invisible walls, it's angry. So if I do a dash here, and then I just carefully time my jumps, that should be easy peasy. This area that we're entering, we did not trigger any loading areas, so You're supposed to run around all the trees and get these instruments activated, and then it creates a portal wind thingy, whirlwind tunnel thing. It's there, it's just invisible because we haven't triggered anything. So we're just gonna fly into it now, and we're just gonna move on up. Sometimes it's very hard to make it through the holes. Sometimes it takes a lot of tries. Alright, let me just push ahead. We're gonna go through this area normally, just avoiding wind. And then the room afterwards, in that area over there, you have to run around and use your karma to like solve a puzzle to activate these horns. They're actually what's causing the wind in this area. We just got to turn them around. Instead of doing the puzzle, we're just gonna do a nifty, neat little trick, which you'll see later. You can infuse through the ceiling. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about the songs. Each song in the beginning of the world is just introducing the characters and what's going on. There's always a character that has the dissonance, which they're generally purple. You'll see in this world that it's the muse. And then you have to make choices. This is in the middle of the song. So the songs have preset lyrics, obviously. But when they get to a point where you make your choices. When you make your choices, they actually, each, depending on which choice you pick, they have different lyrics for a while. Just a little tidbit of music here and there, and then it will revert back to the main song line. So that's kind of a nifty, cool thing. We are going to obviously pick the fastest ones. That being said, if you pick the right options, you can actually trigger a special song at the end of the game. However, that's not the fastest option, so we never get it. But it would be a cool thing if people wanted to see it. You lose like 30 to 45 seconds, and that's it. But obviously that's huge in a speed run. But yeah, for a thing like a marathon or just even showing off to people, it's not a big deal. All right, this is the last area before we hit our song section. You gotta go in that tower. I forget what you do in the tower, but don't worry about it. Again, this is one of those things where we're like, not technically going out of bounds, but they also don't want us over here, so yeah, we're just gonna go up this tree branch. Then we're gonna fly to the other tree branch, because these got higher branches. And the tower, we go up to like a second floor or something. So that's what we're doing. We're just climbing, but outside, because there are no puzzles. So, like I said, one of the movements we have is dashing. We can dash up this branch, and it's pretty straight, but the controls are a little out of whack. So I just wait till I'm halfway up. It's only a couple of seconds. This becomes more important in the third world, and I'll just explain that later.
I understand why you are here. I can only face the end. It's drawing near.
Alright, so as you can see, you can also sing along. So it's karaoke when you're not doing the speed run. And I'm just showing you this so you see how it works.
again. But is this my choice as one as all?
Do you remember how I cared? Would you honor what we shared?
Does this world still need someone to rely on? My muse, I knew you were still here beside me.
So as you can see, this is the area where we're going to be making our choices. In this particular case, both song selections are about the same and reaching them are about the same. I just pick what song lyrics I like the best.
I have felt lost and so alone. Where have I been?
Could you not see what you just were? But then I wondered, do you still see me?
I remember our song we sang in harmony.
Is it still you that lives inside, or just a fragment of what you used to be? Proud and strong, we got it all, world as one, ensnaring melody, but lacking strength as it seems.
And suddenly this darkness fell and you abandoned hope.
Caught in despair, I sought the end and asked myself, why not now? What is this world to me if we're not one?
All this talk of being united, is what we bring as an offer.
You know not of what you speak, you only make us suffer.
I don't think you understand. We are here because we love you. There is no way out. All the damage has been done. There is no way out. Why won't you listen to us cry?
So now a choice is here. Decay alone or be consumed by bodiless fear.
It's the pending doom, the inevitable sound of the circle coming to its completion.
Speak as though you know the choice has been made. So I surrender and then that is it. The end of all I fought for so long. Will it all begin? As we once were, it will never be again. But is this my choice as one as all?
Do you remember how I cared? Will you honor what we shared?
Does this world still need someone to rely on?
Alright, so now we're going to make our second choice. We actually don't have enough karma to infuse, which is perfectly fine because extracting is actually faster. And that's another thing we always got to consider. World 3 is where we need to collect a lot of karma, but it's super easy. I'll show you later. But yeah, so this is what the songs are like.
So this is it. I welcome the end.
I thank you, Keeper. I consider you a friend.
So you saw he turned purple after we extracted. Remember, she's the dissonance character, so we kind of gave in the dissonance there. So again, we're skipping the intro cutscene to World 2. World 2 is a huge world. You gotta collect a bunch of musicians because they're gonna help save their rock friend. They're scattered everywhere. However, in the speedrun, we literally go straight to the song. This one's kind of interesting because the song is split up because it's like a boss fight in the middle of it. There's a section where you play hide and seek with the giant, and then there's an area where you are actually fighting him. It's very interesting. This guy is bad. He's purple. He takes away life from the orange guy who turns purple. You know, there's a theme here. It's okay. Anyways, so what I'm going to do for the purposes of this highlight is we skip the second half. We skip all of the quote-unquote boss fight areas. And of course, I'm not going to show you the song, but I will show you this one little part of tech we do. Alright, so right here is just, again, we're not doing anything fancy. We're just flying where we probably shouldn't be. So this is a rock wall that separates like different sections of the game. We're just gonna go along top of it. Technically not out of bounds, I think. I'm gonna end up jumping to a rock that even if you don't jump to it, you can jump to the ledge from the ground. It's just, I don't know, my preference. Again, I wouldn't say there's actually a difference in speed or anything. So right over here is where you're going to be triggering the song. So we're just gonna cut over to where you jump down and you're supposed to go to the right. However, what I'm gonna do here is I want to go back up. So I'm gonna jump on my little save point. And the camera is absolutely funky. The camera's funky, the controls are funky. But yeah, so I'm gonna do a double jump and change the direction of my analog stick. I'm gonna jump initially holding down, and then my second jump will be to the left. And as you can see, it didn't look like I was doing anything, but then the camera angle changed and I was able to dash onto that ledge. So now we're just gonna jump. We need karma, by the way. That's why we grabbed that. We're just gonna jump up to these rocks and we're gonna fly to where we're supposed to make our choice. And that's pretty much the only thing I wanted to show you out of this boss fight here. And that's the end of Act 1, actually. Now, this is the beginning of Act 3. World 3, Act 2. Beginning of Act 2, start of World 3. Sorry. Act 2 was released later. And they introduced a lot of new mechanics. So, if I were to compare this is kind of almost like a DLC or a sequel, because again, there are mechanics in here that they didn't introduce in the first game. Very strange. Alright, so this world is divided up into 2 levels. What you didn't see, I'm stealing karma from that guy. I collected karma while I was flying, because we need a lot of karma for this. We need 7 and 3. So I collect the 3 on the way, but I got the 7 now. Obviously, what I'm doing right now is not really intended. This is the section where I said that you can dash up it. I would never recommend it. It's very hard to control, and this is one of those things where it's not worth falling. It really isn't. You're not gonna... It's not worth the dashing, in my opinion. If someone else is crazy enough to do it, that's fine. But yeah, so in this area, you're just jumping from platform to platform. What we're doing is we're trying to make our way to our mini boss fight. It's the rails, which is a new feature in the game. I just got my last karma there. So what I'm doing here, I'll do this again later in the run, is I'm waiting for it to save and then I'm reloading, because what I'm going to infuse won't work if I just do it now. Anyways, so yeah, all we're doing right now is just trying to make our way over to where our little boss fight is. And in theory, if we found a way to skip it, it would probably take the same amount of time it takes to do it. The boss fight is literally the same thing every time. It's just memorization. So it's not the world's biggest deal. Again, all this jumping from platforms, and you notice, like over here, I'm not going to go straight through the platform. I'm going to jump to the side one. I'm most likely skipping triggers. I can't remember. I played this game casually and then speed ran it like years later. I don't remember. So this is a cool trick. You can technically fly in there if you get enough boost, but if not, you can just jump, and dash. So now we're just gonna fly to where the boss fight is. There are a lot of death planes everywhere, so you just gotta be careful. And then once I hit the bottom, I'm gonna reload, otherwise the rails won't load. In theory, we're going to be flying through where the rails should be, but again, they're not loaded because we haven't activated triggers. So again, that's why we're just going to resave or reload. But yeah, it's just a lot of running around the level in ways that they didn't want you to. So yeah, it's going to be fun. Well, if you reload too fast, the game won't finish saving, and then you get stuck in a corrupted file, which I did here, and it was great. I had to literally like delete all my save files and stuff. Also, this area right here is kind of the reason why I can't stream this game live. My computer crashes during this. My CPU and my GPU just run super high. I can local record. So, it's interesting. So again, the bird goddess, I don't know, doesn't like us. So she's just gonna kind of attack us on these rails. Again, it's all memorization. It's nothing too bad. What I personally like about this fight is, if you fall, like if she hits you and you fall, you just land on the rings, the rails below, because you're going in a circle. And it's really annoying and frustrating, I guess, when you're doing this and you're trying, like you can't really memorize anything, or you're trying. But I kind of think that's a different technique from what other games have done. But yep. Once you get through with this, you meet the brother, but he sings. So we're gonna skip it because this world is pretty long. And he's basically just gonna ask us to help his sister. The point of this world is they're feuding, and the sister has dissonance. So that's what's gonna be happening now. So this is the last bit of rails here. Also, the music here is music that you'll hear later. Well, you won't hear in this highlight video, but that's okay. Alright. So now we're under the sea. This particular area has no tricks, nothing fancy going on. It's kind of a shame because there's also... you're doing it casually, and there's really no options. Like, you have to go this way. There's no multiple ways to go. There's not, yeah. He's still floaty underwater, but instead of the wings, he has these, like, rotating spinny wings, like that, which is different. They also introduce, as part of the underwater world, these leaves, which are horrible because after 1 second, they just collapse on you. Also, you can see he's pretty floaty there. Most of the time, it's not an issue. The biggest issue is the area that we were just in, up top, when you like just fall forever, or you fall off the platform and then you fall forever. Here, it's not so bad. You're not very high up, anyways. So just remember, purple is bad. It like kills. Reminder from World 2. We're gonna meet the sister. We're gonna meet, he's like a fish, I guess. He's the hardest boss fight of this game. Father who sent you here. It seems like this would be your final haven. I bid you farewell. Now make this pain disappear. So I think he's the cutest fish ever. I named him Swart after one of my Swedish friends. It's a theme I have in my games. If you see any of my other speed games, if it has a fish in it, there's just a coincidence they're named after Swedish people. Anyways, so Swart is purple, much like the moon goddess. We're just gonna jump on these orange things. It's not gonna kill him. It's fine. Also, you may notice there are bright, vivid purple pools of goo. And we're orange. So as you can see, that's probably not a good thing. There's a little bit of a glitch here where sometimes Swart will knock you on the very last go. He'll knock you into goo and you die. But if you trigger her song afterwards, like if you trigger her song and then you die, the game's just like, aw, and then you just keep going. So, as you can see, Swart is the hardest boss. And there's no way around it. You just gotta play it as it is. Right here, he could kill you. He doesn't hear, though. Anyways, so we skip the ending song with all the choices. We skip the intro song for World 4. World 4 is like the greatest and the most devastating world because it has really great speed strats, and it is the only world where we actually skip the end song. The problem is that end song is so great. It's one of the best songs of this game, and we skip it. Also, the other downside is there's two parts to the World 4. There's this big desert thing that's all white, and it's got a lot of puzzles, and it's not fun. And then there's this under part. And we really have to actually do the upper part. There's no real major skip around it. The only thing we're able to do is kind of skip doing all the puzzles, which I suppose is a compromise. Also here, you see a copy of me. The game does that a lot. You'll just see copies of yourself everywhere, particularly in World 3. In the song that we just skipped, I actually can move around in the cutscene, and so I get into position early on. Also, the other thing about World 3 is the second choice you make is, as far as I know, I have to test one more thing, but as far as I know, that's the only choice that decides whether you get the special song at the end or not. However, the option that's the fastest is not the option that gives you the song. Alright, so what we're doing here is we're just gonna reload, because when we reload, it puts us where we want to be. The big purple and white thing we have to infuse. So you have to run around and collect karma from all these rings around the area. So we go to the one that's the closest to the save point, and we go in a circle. The other reason why is the one next to this one is high up in a room thing. So it's just more optimal to start there anyways. So I skipped getting all those because it's kind of boring. I just wanted to show right here in what I just did. If you jump without holding forward on the analog stick twice and then you dash, you can get higher and you can just get to places where you need to be. So as you can see, we skipped all that puzzle down there. So now we're just going to head over and infuse the big ringy of doom. It's not of doom. I just like adding that. So what this is going to do is just open down below. I also picked up 2 extra karma because I was standing next to the plant anyways, and we have to open a door. Another cool thing about this game that I don't know why, if they're not like actual like cutscenes, but they're kind of like cutscenes. Right here you'll see one where if you enter them and you're jumping, the game like just vaults you up in the air, which is cool but not fast. I will show it off in World 5 though, because why? Well, because I do it anyways no matter what. So this is my favorite part. That's all big scary puzzles. And the game devs must really like speedrunning because they left a hole in the wall here that we can just hop through. And so we just skipped like a lot of stuff, and now we're gonna get out of bounds. So yeah, that was really nice of them to leave a hole in the wall that we don't have to do anything about. So now we're just gonna make our way to the end of the game. Those are the same laser things as you saw earlier, maybe. So we got to get to where the song is and where we make the choices, and that's going to be in this bubble of doom. I need to stop saying doom. Okay. Anyways, so right now it's kind of like flying above the clouds. Eventually, we're going to drop down below so that we can see where we are, because we want to make sure we're landing in the right spot. I'm also going to buffer my landing because his hard falls, he gets stuck, he shakes himself, it just takes too much time. So we have the heart and the hero, and I think we are landing by the hero. So as you saw there, I got a soft landing because I buffered a bit. I'm just double checking. There's this little tiny square that you're landing on right here, and bam, you literally skip the song. You skip everything. You don't make choices. I don't know what the game does. I don't know if the game inputs choices or just ignores the fact that you didn't have choices there. And then World 5 does not have an opening intro song. This world has one choice. It's the very last thing you do. But hey, we got a new ability. I was told that the most proper way to probably put it is that it's a launch pad. I like to call it a boingy boing because you kind of go boing. That's a bad positioning of it, but that's a good demonstration of what it does. So we use it to catapult ourselves to places. When they were routing this game, because I was not part of this, they tried really hard to use it on this next section here. And it's very hard to do. You have to be very precise. It drove them all bonkers. I find it much easier to just do it the intended way because, again, I would rather not die 20 million times to this. It's almost like TAS, I guess, you know? I don't got time to be a TAS bot. I'm a human. The one thing I do though is once we get up here, you're supposed to get on like the roof over there, and I really don't remember how you're supposed to do it. But what I do is I put my launcher there, and then I'm just gonna launch myself over onto there. And then we're gonna do another just as the game intended thing. But what's coming up next is great. Again, we don't really go out of bounds. We just go to other places of the world so that we skip doing what we're supposed to do. And that's going to be what we're doing here. We get right next to a save point, which is great because if you mess up, right there. There's a rock out in the distance, and you see it at the end of the game. Which is pretty funny because there happens to be a save point just to the left of it. It's that orange dot that's right above my left wing right now. And so you know what we do. We like to go to save points and reload. So yeah, what we're doing is we're flying over to the rock, and then we're gonna fly over to the save point. What's cool about this one is that instead of reloading, we just die, which in my opinion is more fun. You don't have to really do anything. So yeah, we landed on the rock, and we're just gonna use the boingy boing to get on top of the rock. So cool thing. If you use the boingy boing here and you try to fly over there, you just you don't get over there. I think it's because you lose your second jump, if I recall correctly. But as you can see, I'm moving over to the other rock. If you fly into it, it's smooth sailing from there. So we're just gonna, as you can see, it looks like me now. We're just gonna trigger the save point in the bottom right hand corner, and then we're just gonna fall and die. So we're gonna show up in the middle of the song. In the middle of the song is this auto scroller, and it's really bad. It glitches a lot. You're jumping from block to block, but when a block is supposed to raise after you land on it, but it raises before you get there, and then you can't get on the block, it's kind of disappointing. Also, remember, the keeper is very floaty. Uh, yeah, game is good. You will see at least once in this. I don't know where I'm supposed to fly. I just kind of fly over where I'm supposed to go. It's very hard to manage this area. And then, yeah, as you can see there, whoop, it's invisible. It's okay. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And then we just have a section of rails. I'm skipping some song here, so don't worry about it. There's the rock that we were on before. Yay, rock. Alright, so they included this bit of rails, but it's really short, so I'm not sure what's up with it. Don't mind being in the rails, my game is weird. But yeah, so we're at the end of the run. What happens is I'm gonna have to choose between them. They put their palms out, and time ends when I jump in one of their palms. The lady in purple is the destroyer, and the guy in the orange is the creator. So think about the karma and everything. She wants to destroy the world and start the world anew. He wants to just create more things. You gotta basically put together everything that you've done and make a choice. So time would be here. Oh no! But yeah, that would be the run. But yeah. And then there's just a little bit of text reading follow up. Yeah, so that's essentially what the speedrun aspect of it is. I did show you the Muse and the Conductor song to just kind of showcase what I'm skipping. I didn't show you any of the intro songs, but again, you guys can just look at any runs, or if you want to listen to any music, the soundtrack is on YouTube. But yeah, so that's Karmaflow, the rock opera video game. I think it's really unique and different, um, and I really like the music. I don't know about other people. I just want to share it. It's really cool. Again, it's great karaoke, and yeah, that's Karmaflow. Thank you guys for watching.